It's time for Ask the Expert, your chance to learn something new every day. Let's find out who our expert is today.
Dr. Caroline Prijatel Sutton is our expert today, a clinical psychologist who's been the executive director of the Coalition for Family Harmony since 2011. She directs Ventura County's primary support services for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault, including emergency shelters and the region's only rape crisis center. Her professional background features advocacy with the Carter Center's mental health program and international work with refugees and children of war. Beyond clinical leadership, she serves on local public safety boards and national equestrian diversity committees. Welcome to the show, Dr. Caroline.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us about yourself and the Coalition.
Yes, Coalition for Family Harmony is a full-service victim service agency, and we provide services from the beginning of a crisis all the way through the healing process, so end-to-end services. And those include shelter, various types of shelter. We are the only rape crisis center in the county of Ventura, and that's a 24/7 rape crisis center. We offer various forms of counseling, individual, group, family and children counseling as well. We have a fantastic LGBTQ+ program that also provides counseling and crisis support, legal advocacy, lots of programs around the county, and education.
And it started in 2011, or does it go back further?
Oh, it goes back further. So this is our 50th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's great helping people for a long time in Ventura County.
Yes. We've been here. We hope to be here for 50 and more.
Okay, so when those of us are going through a crisis that you can help us with, there's a lot of panic going on. There's a lot of unknown scenarios, who to turn to, where to go. How do we find you? How do we reach out? What's the first step for somebody who's going through some sort of crisis?
Yes, we are always available. We have a 24/7 trilingual hotline in Spanish, English, and various forms of indigenous languages as well. So that's a great place to start. And that phone number is 800-300-2181. And they can also call our main office as well. And that phone number is 805-983-6014. So those are great places to start for someone who is in need of help. They need a plan, they're in crisis, and they need to talk to somebody about what their next step should be. We always say that if you are in imminent danger, if it's something that's happening right now, to please call law enforcement. But we work very closely with our law enforcement officials, and we make sure that calls that come in, that we're responding to in very timely manners.
Okay, let's talk about some of the most misunderstood aspects of trauma recovery, because that's your specialty here is trauma recovery, right? So what are some of the misunderstood situations? I
think a couple of the most misunderstood situations with trauma recovery is that no single person recovers from trauma in the same way. So everyone is unique. And trauma can present itself in many forms. So while one survivor may be ready to move on, may be excited about their future, someone else may be very worried, very anxious, depressed, having a difficult time moving through that trauma. So no single person can have the same reaction to trauma. And so that's something that we work on a lot with training and with our clinicians, is to make sure that everyone is able to respond to different types of trauma. Trauma looks different in adults, and trauma looks different in children as well, who may be less verbal. So that's one of the main things. The other is that, especially with survivors of domestic violence, trauma is ongoing, but the survivor may wish to go back with the abuser for certain reasons. And we never want to pass judgment or fault them for that. That we offer our services to anyone at any point in time so that they can come back to us and they can receive our services until they're ready to really move on.
Okay, let's talk about your beginnings. The National Equestrian Diversity Committee that you're on. What are those? Tell us, do you like horses? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I am an equestrian. And that was just a fun experience that I was invited to be on their panel to talk about diversity in equestrian sports. And it was a great way to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and also just talk a little bit about riders in general and mental health.
That probably does play a very valuable role in mental health. When you're on a horse out in the country riding, it's probably good for you, right? Yeah.
It's great for you. It's exercise, it's fresh air, it's a horse.
What's your favorite kind of horse?
My favorite kind of horse? Oh, gosh.
Besides the Camarillo White. I have to be a little partial.
Yes, those are beautiful. I would say my favorite kind of horse, I'm partial to European horses. So they're big and they're beautiful, and
like Clydesdales and stuff?
Like warm bloods, German warm bloods. Yes.
Wow.
I like thoroughbreds too. You know what? All horses are beautiful.
And you can ride them and everything?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Jump them. Yes.
Okay. We're talking with Dr. Caroline Prijatel Sutton today on Ask the Expert. And if you have a question for the expert, you can call or text 833-346-4626. That's 833-346-4626. Or you can call Dr. Caroline direct, I'm sure. Do you have a phone number? How do we reach you?
Yes, 805-983-6014.
Okay, let's get into some of the programs that you offer here at the Coalition for Family Harmony. Can you speak on some of the programs that you offer?
Yes. We offer programs that are going to provide support from that moment of crisis all the way through healing. So that's housing. We have 2 30-day shelters, and one is for the general population, and the second one is for the Indigenous population with Indigenous speaking advocates. We have a fantastic transitional housing program that we provide rent to survivors for up to a year. And that enables them to have stable housing, to be able to afford it on their own at some point in time, and also be able to have freedom and safety and focus on what they need to focus on. So 3 different types of housing. We have our rape crisis program. We go out on rape crisis calls 24/7, 365 days of the year, and we do a lot of education in the community. We really feel that education is the key to prevention. So we really try to get out in front of our community members, in front of schools, doctors, anywhere that we can be. We offer fantastic legal advocacy as well. And we have programs around the county with some of our community partners to support them as well.
Great. So what are some of the challenges that you face by being a nonprofit? Can you talk about some of that, some of the hard parts?
Yeah, and some of the hard parts, funding is always going to be a hard part. While we have really wonderful relationships with our funders and donors, funding comes and goes sometimes, depending on what's happening in the world. So we always have to be prepared. We always look to our community to make sure that we let them know what's going on and how they can help, and that we continue to provide the same programs to the best that we can, no matter what funding happens with funding. We want to make sure that we're consistent with that.
Okay, so let's talk about your 2 emergency shelters that you have. Do you have plans of expansion? Are you going to build some more shelters?
We're looking forward to a new project this coming year.
Cool.
So it'll be a new shelter in Ventura County, and we're partnering with the county and the district attorney's office, the Family Justice Center, to do that. So we're really looking forward to that.
Tell me about some of the staff members that you have here. Are there any rock stars? Anybody you'd like to spotlight as being really cool?
We have great staff members. All of them are fantastic. We have about 55 staff members, full and part-time. And I could name all of them because I think every single person, they commit themselves to this work. We have employees that have been here for 25 and more years. And I think that's a huge testament to their passion for the mission, for survivors, for the culture at the coalition, and everyone here on our leadership team and our staff. They really put the extra effort into making sure that survivors are, seen and heard and cared for.
I know you can't talk about specific instances, but can you generically talk about some wins, some success stories that the coalition's had?
Last year, we had several young survivors in our shelters, and they were involved in some really terrible situations. Some involved, some type of family trafficking or domestic violence, and they came out with so much support that I think they were able to find safety and not go back to that family situation, which is really hard. When you're young, you don't have an income for yourself. You feel like you have to go back to your family because that's the only support, or they might say, we don't want anything to do with you anymore if you don't come back. So those are all really hard decisions for someone to make. And they did, and our program helps them do that.
Great. Okay, a couple more questions before I ask you what your future plan is the next 5 years. But what's the biggest current gap in services for people with for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault here in our county?
I would say the biggest gap is probably still housing. Even though we're working so much on housing, affordable housing is hard. A majority of women who are homeless are survivors of domestic violence. And being able to find affordable, safe housing, that they're not being put back into that cycle of violence again, is a struggle. And something that we're trying to close that gap on all the time by finding creative ideas to meet those needs.
Okay, how can we get involved as the people?
Yes, we are always looking for volunteers. We are always looking for folks to join our mission, donate if they're able to. We also have a thrift store in Ventura County.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
it's on Main Street. It's a coalition thrift store. It's very large. And so proceeds from that thrift store come to us. So being able to donate there as well. But look us up online, and you're able to find how to volunteer. Looking into becoming a board member, we do offer those a couple times a year, those opportunities. So we want members of the community to feel engaged with us, to know what we do and know who we are.
What's the most fun day you've ever had working here?
Oh gosh, every day. Holidays. The holidays are extremely fun. We do something called the Adopt a Family program, and we have members of the community who adopt families of our clients. And we had so many presents this year for our families. It couldn't fit in this room. It's this big room. So the community really comes through. So coming in here and seeing everyone wrapping presents and just seeing the joy that it brings, that I would say is the best time of year here at the Coalition.
Great. Okay, what do the next 5 years look like for the coalition?
Well, next 5 years, our hope is always to sustain, be able to sustain our programs. We've grown a lot in the past 10 years, so we want to make sure that we're keeping everything that we worked so hard for. Looking for creative funding, so not always relying on federal funding, but being able to really make sure that we're looking out for different kinds of funding and donations, and making sure we're meeting those needs. We're very good about being creative and meeting those needs in the county that come up, and those change every year.
Incredible. Dr. Caroline, thanks for being our expert today on Ask the Expert. Once again, let them know how to reach you.
Yes, 805-983-6014, and our hotline is 800-300-2181.
And you can learn more at
www.thecoalition.org.
Thanks, Dr. Caroline.
Thanks so much.
Located in Ventura County, California, the Coalition for Family Harmony Rape Crisis Center is a nonprofit dedicated to providing direct services for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault, to educate the community regarding violence against women, men, and children, and to prevent the cycle of violence.